In His Shadow by meniekeime, Chapter 37, Confessions. Warning: this chapter might be slightly triggering to people. Harry's point of view. I have tried my best to cope with my pregnancy conditions without Draco finding out. I hid my scent with perfume, kept the cravings a secret by eating when he was studying, and I cuddled a lot with him. It seemed to help the child in my stomach, not to make me vomit all the time, but I had a feeling that Draco was holding something from me. But I wasn't sure what it was, or if it was even only my pregnancy brain imagining stuff, but this hiding would end. A big firework was going to be held on the Quidditch pitch, and I was planning on telling him while we look at the glowing sparkles in the sky. Currently, I'm lying on my bed rubbing my stomach. Originally, Alec, Neville, and I had planned to spend the time until tonight planning, but Neville wasn't feeling too well and was trying to get better to see the reveal of my pregnancy to my mate. And Linda had an urgent case of what to wear stress, as Eva invited her for a date, and Alec had to help her choose an outfit. So I was alone while Draco took his last exam. Talking to my child, I was still so overly excited that I was able to carry life, happily rubbing my stomach. When it was time to prepare, I threw on one of Draco's shirts. They were just so comfortable now. And some nice shorts. Then I styled my hair, pinning it behind my ear with some bobby pins. Then I had to vomit. After that, I did my makeup and waited for my mate to come get me. When Draco came in, he seemed just as nervous as I was. He kept fidgeting and rubbing his hands on his pants. I gave him a kiss, but it didn't help. Still, we made our way to the Quidditch pitch. Draco had to carry me as I was just too nervous to walk, and took our places on the bleachers. Alec beside Neville, who was beside Victor, who was beside me, who was beside Draco. The two omegas gave me a thumbs up, reassuring me that everything would go as planned. Victor seemed nervous, most likely not sure it was safe for Neville to leave at this time. He just worries too much. I leaned closer to my alpha, putting my head on his shoulder. He was still sweating. Maybe he's getting sick? My hand went to check his forehead, but his temperature seemed okay. I began to sweat too. Soon the fireworks would start, and I would tell Draco my secret. I slowly leaned closer to him, wrapping my arms around his shoulders, my mouth near his ear. I could hear how the fireworks were shot up in the sky. Trigger warning. Draco. Suddenly, Draco had tensed. He pushed my hands away, letting out a scream. I was shocked. What was going on? Had I done something? I gave my friend a distressed look, and Victor was quick to react. He grabbed Draco under the shoulders and pulled him away from the bleachers out of the field. Neville and I were following them to the castle. Someone must have alarmed the school authorities, as a nurse was there, helping us bring him to the hospital wing. They were the noise of the fireworks were not heard. Jacob began to calm down. The nurse checked for energies, but there weren't any. With a sudden shock, my heart started to speed up, and I wouldn't calm down. So the nurse had to check on me too, to see if the baby was okay. I told Neville and Victor to leave, as I thought Draco would feel better with fewer people around. When the nurse was holding her wand over my stomach, Draco came back from whatever his mind had been. "Are you okay, Harry? Did someone hurt you?" he asked quickly. I jumped up from the hospital bed, sitting down next to him. "No, honey, I'm okay. What happened?" I asked him, holding his hand in mine. His gray eyes stared at me, and I felt like he was disappointed in himself. I was there again. All those lights reminded me of when they attacked. I was so scared, Harry. He wrapped his arms around me, my strong alpha. I wrapped my arms around my strong alpha, kissing him. "It's okay. This is nothing to can't control, honey. This is nothing you can control, honey. I tried to reassure him. I let out a sigh, rubbing my shoulder. I'm really useless. I'm scared of flashing lights. I was almost put into prison. I can't even give you a baby. I'm so sorry that you're stuck with me. End of trigger warning. Stop right there. I stopped his self-hating rant. You fought in a battle and you won. You were smart enough to show the court that you were not guilty. You were perfect, Draco. I would tie myself to you every day. He sat up straightly, holding both my hands. You would? He had such a hopeful look in his face. Of course I would. I love you, honey. Why would I do without my baby daddy? Shit, I said it. But he must have not noticed because he began searching his pockets. This is the happiest day of my life. Because I had planned to... Wait, did you say baby daddy? And he did notice. Well... I grabbed both his hands and placed them on my stomach. I knew he wouldn't feel them, but the idea was clear. Do you mean you're pregnant? There were tears in his eyes, and he began to laugh when I nodded. His arms wrapped around me, pulling me close. You know, I had prepared a whole speech, but I hope you'll be happy enough for this. He was about to slide from the hospital bed to the ground, but the nurse stopped him. You are in no shape to do that. I know that this is such an important thing and blah, 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 blah. But he will say yes, no matter if you sit or kneel, boy. What was she? Oh! Draco opened the small jewelry box, and all I could do was nod. My fiance, grabbed my cheeks and gave me a deep kiss. I slipped the ring onto my finger, and he kissed my stomach too. This was the best moment of my life. End of chapter.